Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kakadash, double unsealed apostles of great millstone. And citations are you sincere labors of the person's truth, and all sincerity and faith and honesty hope for the city of elect. Alright, it's another World War III update, and pretty much, this in a group chat. I remember a brother, I forget exactly what brother, but he sent out an article stating how Kim Jong Un was putting an end to his military tests. All right, and I think the brother Ariel was like, yeah, we'll see how long that lasts for, like a week. All right, so I remember that subject was brought up. Okay, but this is a beautiful article here. It says Kim Jong Un's latest play for peace was actually a declaration that it's ready for nuclear war, and it just may get it. This is posted April 23rd. All right. This is current news, 2018. I'm gonna get right into it because it's a very informative article. It says, Kim Jong-un recently announced North Korea would stop nuclear tests and some missile tests. All right, so that was recently announced. All right, it says a move that should help move along peace talks, but the reason is troubling. All right, so that's initially what they say. The move was for, like, all right, we're peaceful. We're going to stop the nuke testing. It's like so on and so forth. It says, Kim says North Korea has finished its nuclear intercontinental ballistic missile program and therefore can stop its tests. All right, it says the gaps between how Kim and President Donald Trump understand the proposed peace process could lead to a violent result, an expert said. North Korea's recent promise to halt its nuclear and intercontinental ballistic missile tests might first seem like an overture for peace. But a careful reading suggests it could indicate Kim Jong-un is ready for nuclear war. That's just Satan. Go back real quick. Alright. Kim Jong-un is ready for nuclear war, and he just may get it. So they saying the reason why he said he's done, he put a halt to his intercontinental ballistic missile tests, is because he has the capability. He's done with the missiles. The missiles are created, so there's no need to test. Pretty much he knows they work. So this may look like something peaceful, but the reason why he's saying he's done is because they believe that they've completed the missile test. They have created successful nuclear missiles. There's no need to test them anymore. They're ready for war. All right, and it says here, and he just may get it. All right, it says the testing of nuclear weapons and of missiles with ever increasing ranges has long served as a major irritant in the U.S. relationship with North Korea. Pyongyang has threatened to fire missiles toward a U.S. military base in Guam, and some U.S. officials have discussed intercepting North Korean launch or countering one with a bloody nose strike designed to embarrass the country without starting a war. So that's what they thought to do. Like, if they would shoot one of the missiles out, it will embarrass them, showing that their technology is incapable of carrying out any strikes. It says because of the high risk of escalation around every North Korean missile launch, the announcement of a freeze in testing as well as an announced shutdown of its main nuclear test site seems at first glance like a big step towards peace. All right, so that's what it seems like when he said that they was going to shut it down. This is very good news for North Korea and the world. Big progress, President Donald Trump tweeted of the announcement. So, man, this is not going to be good news, man, because war is in the air, man. All right, this is a time for war. The scriptures, Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, speaks on there's a time for everything, and right now is a time of war, no peace. It says, but Kim's stated reason for pausing tests gives a different impression. No nuclear tests and intermediate range and intercontinental ballistic missiles rocket test fire are necessary for the DPRK now. So he's saying it's not necessary. No test is necessary, given that the work of mounting nuclear warheads on ballistic rockets is finished. So he's saying it's finished. So we don't need to test them no more. They're ready. All right, so this really wasn't a, a no progress for peace, man. He's saying we're shut it down and we're not testing them anymore because they're ready. It said, okay, it says the rockets are finished. North Korea media quoted Kim saying using an abbreviation for the country's official name. Basically, Kim says North Korea has stopped testing because it's done testing. Alright, KJU is satisfied. Melissa Hammond, a senior research associate at the James Martin Center for Non-Proliferation Studies, tweeted of Kim's announcement. So he's saying they're ready. The missiles are ready. So testing is done. He said basically Kim says has stopped testing because it's done testing. No need to more tests. You run a few tests and you see if they work. You make adjustments and then bam, you got the finished product. No need to play around anymore. All right. So next time they shoot a missile, it's going to be the real deal, Lord's willing. It says while North Korea has never fired an ICBM at range and fired a Hwasong 15 ICBM only twice, Henham and other experts think that it has already achieved sufficient capability to threaten the U.S. So they believe like, yo, he's done because they have the capability to threaten the U.S. All right. It says on the issue of nuclear testing, Robert Manning, a North Korean expert at the Atlantic Council, told Business Insider that there was a fair amount of evidence suggesting another nuclear test in North Korea's main test site could destroy the site and possibly collapse a mountain. So North Korea may not see a need to test another missile, and it may not be able to test another nuclear bomb, according to Manning's view. Kim is making a virtue of necessity and hoping we're stupid enough to think it's a concession. All right. That's him in the office there. If you don't know who he is, that's him. It says, but while dressing up an end of a illegal nuclear program may buy Kim some good press in the near term, it could set up a disaster in coming talks with Trump. Manning said Trump's belief in himself as a dealmaker and his story of being a counterpuncher could lead to things getting nasty really fast if Trump feels North Korea has tricked him. All right, and that's pretty much it, man. If you want to watch this video, if you want to read more into this article, go more in depth. This is the title of it right here from Business Insider. All right, I'm just get some precepts here. Get ready to close out. This is Jeremiah 51, verse 1. Thus said the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon. That would be America. All right, because if you look at the history of Babylon, all right, ancient Babylon, it was a melting pot of different nations, all right, and they all spoke one language. Okay, so America is the modern day Babylon, all right. It says, and against them that dwell in the midst of them, thou rise up against me a destroying wind. And that destroying wind is talking about the nuclear missiles, because when those missiles are deployed, so to say, a very strong wind comes and destroys everything in its path. All right. It says, I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. So they're gonna be against her round about. Against him that bendeth let the archer bend his bow. Against him that lifteth himself up in his brigading, and spare ye not her young man, destroy her utterly, all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Israel hath not been forsaken, all right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, all right, deliver every man his soul. So that's not saying physically, all right, so because if you flee out of Babylon, the missiles are going to hit everywhere, all right. The only way you're going to be able to get out of here is through salvation by what you call so-called UFOs. All right. It says, be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render out unto her a recompense. So you're supposed to flee out of Babylon spiritually, mentally, man. Come out of the ways of America. All right. The holidays. All right. The trends. and turn back the laws and statutes and commandments of the Heavenly Father. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunk, and the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Alright, so Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand because the Lord set up Babylon, alright, America, for punishment for us, alright, to punish us, for us meaning so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and also the confusion of faces, people that may look like the other nations but descend from so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, alright. It says they have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, so the Lord has set Babylon up just to bring it down to show his power, alright, like he did to ancient Egypt. And that made all the earth drunk, and the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So nations have taken on the philosophies of America, alright, and they see that the American way of life is not the way to live, man. So they're mad, alright. They're tired of dealing with America, you know, through the economy and any other ties, alright. They're tired of dealing with America. They're mad. It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her, take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go everyone to his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, let us declare Zion the work of the Lord our God, and that's what we're doing. Let you know America's on its way out of here. It says, and this is the point here, make bright the arrows, and the arrows is talking about nuclear missiles, alright? Because during the time when these prophets saw these arrows flying through the sky, or these missiles flying through the sky through the visions that the Lord bestowed upon them, the only thing they can call them was arrows, because during that time, ICBMs, so nuclear missiles, was not invented. So how can they come up with the name nuclear missiles? So they use the best thing they could describe according to the time period they were living. And if you, everyone know that a missing nuke, I believe the military term is a broken arrow, alright? So it says, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of Medes, that would be the Russians, alright? For his devices against Babylon. What devices that's talking about? The missiles, alright? To destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple, alright? And that's pretty much it on that one. Just close out here, man. You know, America's on its way out of here. Just to update on Kim Jong-un, alright? And World War III update. Reason why he stopped his nuclear missile reason why he stopped his nuclear missile agenda is because the missiles are completed. Alright, no need to test more. Alright, and excuse me, it's kind of late here. But I'm gonna close out. Give all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, Lord will yet fight. The one still apostles of great millstone. Salutations, all your sincere labors of their pushing this truth in all sincerity, faith, and honesty.
We going on the fucking damn it, man. What the fuck? Is there nobody fucking pure in this goddamn fucking world? See, now I'm fucking pissed right now. Syria fought Al-Qaeda, they fought ISIS, they fought it all. And now you got Mattis and fucking all these people shitting all over us. And the goddamn fucking liberal fascists censoring us everywhere the last 2 days. We did an emergency fucking 36-hour broadcast trying to stop this shit that could lead to World War III. And you fucking liberal pieces of fucking shit, you fucking assholes, fucking support this. Fuck you. You fucking goddamn degenerate fucks. And fucking Mueller and fucking Comey and fuck you.
Fall for thy sake. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.